Welcome to Culturally Responsive Interactions for High Quality Learning. By the end of this training, you should be able to define culture, identify at least 2 culturally responsive interactions you can implement in the classroom, and know where to access more resources to create a culturally diverse classroom. Please take a moment to read this definition provided by the National Center on Early Childhood Development, Teaching, and Learning. Culture is the process in which we use what we have experienced and believe to make meaning of daily experiences. What they're saying here is that culture and cognitive development are intertwined. Therefore, we must consider the cultural context of each student to provide the greatest opportunity for growth and development. So remember, culture is the process in which we use what we have experienced and believe to make meaning of daily experiences. Think of it this way. A person who lives in an area with a very warm climate and access to water sources would likely be very familiar with water floats. And a person who lives in an area where there is snow all year round will likely be familiar with snowshoes. What if you gave the first child snowshoes to play with and gave the other child the water float? Neither child would accurately know what to do with them. This is no reflection upon their cognitive ability, but it reflects cultural understanding. Therefore, when a child is not understanding a certain concept, we should see if there's a different way to approach the learning that encompasses their cultural understanding. This idea can also be reflected in this picture. For years, we have recognized that when everyone gets the same thing, not everyone benefits in the same way. We thought the solution was to provide additional support so everyone can do the same things in the same way. Now we realize that our focus should have been on removing barriers. For example, teaching all children in the same way actually creates a barrier for many children. The answer is not always referring for an IEP. Simply considering cultural context can give us the answer so everyone succeeds just as they are, without needing additional supports. So how do we do that? Well, we know that play is a powerful tool for educating young children. But did you know this is also a great way to provide an equitable environment? The National Council of Teachers of English Early Child Education Assembly reminds us in this statement on this slide that dramatic play is essential for children to act out what they know about their own culture and learn about other cultures. This is a building block to learning empathy. Another tool for teaching empathy is allowing children to do what works for them. This also increases the empathy of the other children in the class. For example, think of the child who needs to keep their hands busy to be able to focus. So you let them hold a small basket of Legos to build with while they sit in large group. The other children in the class may think this is not fair, but it actually provides the perfect opportunity to teach them how each person needs different things to be successful, and that is part of their plan. A similar thing happened in my son's classroom when I was a Head Start parent. I remember going to the teacher and complaining that it wasn't fair. She used that as a teaching opportunity for me. And as the years have passed, I saw the impact it made on my son. When he was in 2nd grade, a classmate began screaming and throwing things in the classroom. One of these things hit my son. When I asked him how he felt when that happened, he said, "It didn't bother me. He has a hard time knowing how to use words and say how he's feeling, and sometimes he needs a little extra help. That's just part of his plan." Okay, so now that we know culture is a process used for understanding and it is intertwined with learning, how can we use that knowledge in the classroom? The following slides will give a few tips. To increase social emotional learning, add photos of the children's families to the classroom. This helps the child to feel comfortable and safe, and it gives them an opportunity to see other families. The concept of how they are the same and different is easier when they can connect different families to the classmates that they see every day. Be intentional about developing the child's home language. When teaching new words or concepts in English, also teach it in their home language. This will have the added benefit of teaching you new words too. Use the follow the car strategy to engage in many one-on-one conversations with multiple back and forth exchanges. Follow the car stands for follow the child's lead, comment and wait, ask questions and wait, respond by adding a little more, and wait. And when I say wait, count to 5 in your head slowly before you say something else. And then throughout these exchanges, use visual cues and gestures. Teaching global perspectives helps children to see similarities and differences, develop empathy, and a greater understanding of different ways to live. This does not mean teaching children where countries are on the globe. Rather, expose them to diverse people they might not see in their homes. Invite families to choose and lead language and literacy activities, such as reading one of their favorite books. Many parents also enjoy sharing music and movement activities. Another tool to implement is incorporating photos of diverse people throughout the classroom in print concepts and books. Be sure the pictures are authentic and do not perpetuate a single story. Author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie uses the phrase single stories to describe the overly simplistic and sometimes false perceptions we form about individuals, groups, or countries. The single story creates stereotypes, and the problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete. Supporting dual language learners can seem daunting when none of the education staff speak the child's home language, but you can increase their development of both languages. This video shows the teacher singing a song with the children in English, and then the children playing independently at a felt board. Notice what happens when one or both of the girls do not know what something is called. How do they figure it out? What activities and materials could you set up in your classroom to provide dual language learning opportunities? Following this short video will be another video with more ideas to spark your creativity as you create a culturally diverse classroom.
Black sheep, what do you see? I see a goldfish looking at me. Goldfish, goldfish, what do you see? I see a mother looking at me. Mother, mother, what do you see? I see beautiful children looking at me. I'm farmer. What do you see? I see a boy. No, pig. Pig. What do you see? I see a pig. Another pig. Pigs. What do you see? I see a horse. What do you see? I see a cow. Pig. Cow. What do you see? Horse. No. Cow. No. What is that? Pig. Huh? What is that? Oh, es un muñeco que los pájaros no se dan cuenta que son estos, ¿verdad? I see it. What do you see? I see a horse. 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 ¿Qué es esto? Horse. Horse. No. No, dámelo. Abuela, ¿qué es esto? ¡Oh, la comida de ellos! Fruit. Fruit. What do you see? I see hens. No, hens no. Mira. I see a car. Car. Looking at me. No. See, car. Look. Eso no es car. ¿Qué es? Es una troca. Troca. What do you see? ¡Ay! No tiene. ¿Qué? Nada. No tiene manos. Sí, tiene manos. No. Sí, pero no tiene manos aquí. Yo creo que es un caballo. Yo creo que sí. Horse. What do you see? ¿Tú dijiste que están razas? Dogs. What do you see? I see a mommy. Dog. And me. Dog. Mommy dog. Mommy dog. What do you see? I see cow. What do you see? I see a rooster. I see a cat. What do you see? Oh, mira, muchos animales. Look. Tan. Ah! Slow went. I fall down. Me too.
You want to make a spider like Marta?
Yeah.
Okay, Marta, how did you do it? Make a circle and then Oh, es el cuerpo, it's the body. And then did you make all the legs sticking out?
You know this?
The water spout.
Down came the rain, washed the spider out. Chan.
What's that?
It's a bed.
It's a bed? Oh, and how do you say sleep?
睡觉.
Sway chow?
睡觉.
Otra vez, what is it?
It's a pumpkin.
Oh, there's a pumpkin. Oh, look at all the writing you did, and your name too. Pumpkin. Is this the pumpkin here, Audio?
Yes.
Pumpkin, yes. Okay.
Yes, that's mi mamá.
Yes, that's mi mamá. Mi mamá.
Yes, that's mi papá.
Oh, it's mi papa. Mi papa.
Telma, ¿vos como Kimberly me ayuda? Ya la primera como que ya no le atino la puntería de los hoyitos yo. Solo la primera ya.
We don't want to go home.
It's not gonna be good because lo probé. It's not good.
Shake in Tagalog?
Hello.
That's how you say shake?
Hello. Yes, hello. It's yellow.
Hello?
No, it's not bubbles yet.
Magnet. Magnet بالعربية. In Arabic, what is that? مغناطيس.
Difficult.
Mama,
ولا ممكن تقول in like Moroccan عيار. قول عيار. 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 Okay, حبيبي. Okay, بابا.
I only know how to speak a little bit Spanish at my home.
At your home, you speak a little bit of Spanish?
Yeah, I don't know too much Spanish.
Yeah, I don't know too much Chinese, so
Chinese.
you can teach me a little bit of Chinese and I can teach you a little bit of Spanish.
Sure.
So how do you say mama in Chinese?
Mama.
Mama. Same in Spanish. We say mama too.
Hey.
Hey, we have some things that are the same.
Yeah. But some you don't know. Only mama.
Yeah, only mama is the same. You're right.
Another way to increase our cultural responsiveness in the classroom is to be aware of how we are trying to engage the children. Sometimes we think children should follow all the same expectations, but this is not equitable. Many children will do well in some activities but seem completely unengaged in others. This could be an indicator that they need a different modality. We know as adults that certain learning conditions help us more than others. Some like getting hands-on knowledge. Others prefer to read a book, and still others learn best when talking to other people. This did not spontaneously happen when we became adults or entered high school, but most of us can think of classes that were boring or difficult. We often think it was the subject matter, but it was more likely to be the modality that was used to teach us. For example, I loved science because we got to do experiments every single week. But I could not stand sitting through math classes because I had to sit there and watch the teacher talk for an hour every single day. This was the definition of boring to me. The same can be true for the kiddo who never wants to sit in circle but would rather go play. You can help this child to be successful by setting up a quiet activity during large group, perhaps something from manipulatives that will meet their kinesthetic learning needs. You can also design large group activities that will include whole body movement or gestures. The following video shows an example of another way you can do this.
All right, ready? The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Excellent! Let's do it one more time. Ready? The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. The happier we'll be. That was excellent. I saw you doing the song.
Which modalities do you see represented here? What others can you think of? Wouldn't it be nice if there were some sort of app to give you more ideas for creating a culturally diverse classroom? The Office of Head Start thought so too, and they created Ready DLL. This app has 4 main categories to explore. Let's start with Build a Culturally Diverse Classroom. When you click on that icon, a ton of options appear. Each one of these is a strategy you can use to easily implement. Here I selected Approaches to Learning. It suggests posting a picture schedule with photos of children in each part of the day. Once you mark this as complete, you will earn a badge. As a side note, I want to clarify that a picture schedule should be posted in the classroom and used every day from the very first day of class. Initially, you will have generic pictures, but you can add in pictures of the children soon enough. In fact, it creates a great opportunity to help children learn the routine when you let them know you need a picture of them in certain activities, such as washing their hands or sitting at the table for mealtime. Okay, the next section we'll explore is Learn Key Words and Phrases. When you click on it, 4 language options appear. And once you choose one, something like this appears. If you click the little speaker icon, it will read the Spanish word and little sentence to you, like leche. ¿Quieres un poco de leche? And then you click on Take Quiz. It gives you 4 words, and you pick which one means milk. Then you get to go on to the next word. This is not going to teach you the whole language, and I've yet to find a way to just look for a certain word, but it's a start. The Access Resources icon brings up a list of resource categories. Once you select one, such as teaching instruction, a list of resources appears. Select the one you are interested in, such as dialogic reading that supports children who are DLLs. This will lead to resources that you can use to learn more and some tools to use in implementation. The final section allows you to see many different practices in action. When you select one, boom, a video with a short description appears. You can watch that and learn. It's also important to document your diversity considerations on the lesson plan. This helps you to continually consider equitable practices, and it communicates them to your team. Instructions on how to add this section as a permanent box to your lesson plan will be provided in the training about creating engaging environments. Finally, I would like to leave you with another great resource. It is NIAC's position statement on advancing equity in early childhood education. This website details 21 items to consider for early childhood educators. They fall within the broader categories listed here. You can read the statement and suggestions for practice in its entirety by searching for Equity Position Statement at NIAC.org. That brings us to the end of this segment of training. Please take a moment to fill out your post-assessment before we move on, and thank you.